My name's Josh Gordon, and this is my presentation on the life of Tim Kennedy. Um, I'd like to start with a quote, one of Tim's quotes. I'm the guy that once graduated Ranger School, a place that starves you and denies you sleep for over 2 months, and I took a fight 6 days later in the IFL and won. Tim Kennedy has been many things throughout his life, but he has never stopped being a fighter. The life of Tim Kennedy is as inspiring as it gets, and I think everyone listening today can learn something from his story. In his lifetime, Tim Kennedy has been an EMT, a firefighter, a police officer, an Army Green Beret, an Army Ranger, all while fighting mixed martial arts and headlining for the UFC. I have read Tim Kennedy's autobiography, Scars and Stripes, and have conducted additional research about him. I am here today to tell you about Tim Kennedy's life, a life that has inspired myself and many others around the world. I will tell you about the events of Tim's journey from civilian life to the veteran icon he is today. He experienced many setbacks in his early life before he found his true calling. Let's first discuss these setbacks he experienced. At the age of 18, Tim Kennedy's goal was to become a cop. He had 3 heroes, his father, his brother, and his sensei, and they were all cops. He could not attend the police academy until he was 21, so he first became an EMT and then a firefighter. Here's where things went downhill. After his 21st birthday, he graduates from the police academy, and shortly after he was playing paintball with some neighborhood kids when some adults started throwing rocks at them. He beat the guys up for it, and the police charged him with a felony. The felony didn't stick, but he could no longer become a police officer. His one dream in life, to become a cop, and now that was ruined. He spiraled out of control and would attempt suicide by swimming out to sea naked in the freezing cold. Luckily, the Coast Guard picked him up as he was on the brink of death. Moving on from his suicide attempt is when the real story began. On September 11, 2001, terrorists attacked the United States. They killed 2,996 Americans. The next day, Tim was at the recruiter's office ready to enlist. Without hesitation, Tim signed an Army Special Forces contract. He completed basic combat training, advanced individual training, airborne school, Special Forces assessment and selection, and the Special Forces qualification course. In 2007, he completed Ranger School and was assigned to the 7th Special Forces Group, where he served on an Operational Detachment Alpha. During his time on Operational Detachment Alpha, he saw much combat. During this time, he was also a sniper instructor, and the principal combatives instructor for C Company, 3rd Battalion, 7th Special Forces Group. He deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom multiple times. According to the Reserve and National Guard magazine, the Master Sergeant has logged more than 20 deployments, from advising and counter-human trafficking operations to counter-drug and counter-poaching missions. He has also combated piracy in Africa and performed human intelligence work in Eastern Europe. In August 2009, Kennedy would transition from active duty to the Texas National Guard. He would go on to have a successful UFC career with a record of 18-6, defeating big names like Robbie Lawler and Michael Bisping. In recent years, he has been a television host for History Channel and the Discovery Channel shows, as well as started his own company, Sheepdog Response, a tactical training and self-defense company. The mission of the company is, we empower people to protect and preserve human life. Through life training, virtual training, and tactical equipment, we equip sheepdogs with the knowledge they need to protect their loved ones and their community. Tim Kennedy's accomplishments are legendary, and his actions continue to inspire. In his early life, he struggled to find a place for himself as an EMT, firefighter, and a police officer. But his enlistment in the Army Special Forces was the moment that turned his life around. To do the things that Tim Kennedy has done while fighting in professional mixed martial arts and raising a family is almost unfathomable. His story inspires me because he overcomes such heartbreaking lows, such as being kicked off the police force and his suicide attempt, to becoming a successful soldier and fighting for peace and freedom around the world.